What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Please hit that like, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content and all of my videos. Um, let's get right into it, man. Um, Shout out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball and boxing community. We're not talking about either one. We're actually talking about we're staying on the gridiron. I've been on the gridiron pretty much this whole entire morning. What's up with y'all, man? What's up, Alex? What's up, Kenyon? I see y'all in here. Please hit the like when you come in here, though. Come on, man. Double tap the screen. Let's get it out in the algorithm. Please hit the like when you come in here, okay? It's free. It don't cost money, man. The like button is free. It doesn't cost any money, man. Please hit that like when you come in here. And then I'll get rocking and rolling on this situation. I'll give it about another 20 seconds and then I get rocking and rolling. I'm not going to keep y'all too long, but I know y'all want to know what's going on yeah, with the Cowboys. Um, all right. Now, I do have some breaking news. This is coming from Adam Schefter. And of course, this isn't any surprise to anybody. Well, to many of you that are Cowboys fans, but Mike McCarthy is not returning to the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, what's up with it, Chad? Um, and I think we all know why. If you're just coming in here, Mike McCarthy is not returning to Dallas. Okay, now um, you're going to be quite surprised from my reaction to this. Okay, now uh, who's in the wrong for this? Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones. Okay, this all falls on Jerry Jones, and a lot of it falls on Stephen Jones too. Okay, the whole front office. Okay, listen, I'm not the biggest Mike McCarthy fan in the world. Okay, I think people know that, but how Jerry Jones publicly, um, I'm gonna say humiliated it. He humiliated Mike McCarthy by telling him to go to the Chicago Bears, okay? Allowing him to go talk to other teams or whatever. If you really wanted Mike McCarthy, what's up with it, K Dizzle? Yeah. Well, I saw it coming. I knew that this was going to happen, K Dizzle, as soon as Jerry Jones has sat up there and he's like, yeah, well, go ahead, go talk or anything like that. That's when you know it. This whole organization is in shambles. Okay, you got Michael Parsons coming out talking about guaranteeing that the Cowboys are going to win. Y'all ain't going to win like this. Not. Okay, first off, Mike McCarthy has he been the greatest coach? No, but he hasn't been terribly bad either, considering of the cards that he's been dealt with. I mean, you're talking about a guy in Dak who wasn't healthy this season. Then on top of that, you got offensive lines that consistently stay hurt. Then on top of that, you got your defensive forces, Pro Bowlers that can't stay healthy either. You just had Van Der Ish retired too. So Mike McCarthy has dealt with a lot. Now, the season before last, everybody was on Mike McCarthy. Hold on one sec, y'all. The season before last, everybody was criticizing Mike McCarthy as well as myself in terms of the decision making that he was bringing to the table. A lot of people wanted to blame Dan Quinn like a season or two ago. But now you see what Dan Quinn is doing over there in Washington and everything. This situation really spiraled out of control though when Jerry Jones had said go ahead and go talk to the Chicago Bears. Right there, you should have really honestly you should have just been like cut him loose if you really felt that way. Don't sit up there and say, yeah, go ahead, go talk. I don't want anybody not to be happy here or anything like that. So a lot of this falls on Jerry Jones. Plus, on top of that, man, I think that Mike McCarthy's relationship with Dak Prescott, it hasn't been good. I felt like Mike McCarthy has, kind of lost the. Yeah, he's very petty. He's very petty, man. And like I said, all of this isn't Mike McCarthy. And like I said, I'm not a huge Mike McCarthy fan. There's a lot of coaching deficiencies in which Mike McCarthy uh, could could do better at, and also let's just call it what it is. The game kind of has caught up to Mike McCarthy in a way. Now we are talking about a champion. Can never take that away from him. When he was in Green Bay and everything, but let's just call it what it is, man. Jerry did not want him there, and he should have. Listen, I'm gonna also say this too. I think Mike McCarthy was also pissed off that they did not get their hands on one of the receivers that you see that are making their presence felt now. Okay, you saw, uh, you see right now, you got Jones over there in Minnesota. They're still in the playoffs. You got Saquon Barkley. He's an Eagle right now. They just won. Then on top of that, you got Derrick Henry, who you had a chance to get a hold of, who got ties over here in Dallas, who were working out in Dallas, had your chance to get a hold of him, and guess what? That didn't happen. Instead, you had to settle for Zeke, okay? And I don't think anybody wanted Zeke. And you saw Zeke; he thought that he was going to go ahead, go to the Chargers, um, possibly win a championship and everything like that. But you see what happened? Texans ended up shocking the shit out of the Chargers or whatever, and now he's gone bye too. So where he thought he was gonna get a ring, an easy ring under Harbaugh and everything, guess what? He going ahead going back on the couch. But that's neither here nor there, and I'm not trying to stray away from the subject. Basically, to get back on talking about this situation, yes, Jerry Jones could have did more. He Listen, like I said, man. Jerry Jones wants full control of everything. This is classic Jerry. This is what Jerry Jones always wants to do. He pulled this shit with Jimmy Johnson. Well, first off, let's talk about Tom Landry. He first off he started with Tom Landry. K Dizzle knows this. Ted knows this. Everybody else up in here knows this. He started with Tom Landry. Then he couldn't have his way. You know what I'm saying? Then with Jimmy Johnson, okay, we know what happened there. Then when we talk about Wade Phillips, when we talk about Bill Parcells, he stuck with Jason Garrett for I don't know how many years, being as mediocre of a coach that he was, and now all of a sudden, then you get to Mike McCarthy, and now you see that you know classic Jerry of what he did, saying to go talk. All of this could have been handled in house, but Jerry still wants full control. Listen, Jerry Jones is kind of like Pat Riley. The only difference is that I would say Pat Riley is a little bit more structured and what he's doing, but they're both hands-on individuals, and they both want control of every single goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, and I know that different titles or whatever, except Jerry Jones, he's the actual owner. You know what I'm saying? You say I'm the biggest Cowboy hater, but we can't put all of this on Mike McCarthy's feet. lost OC and DC. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I told you, hey, like I said, salute to you, Stephen Green, and you a Cowboys fan. But this was going to happen. This was going to happen. This was going to happen, man. Listen, I knew K Dizzle. So who was out there, coaches pool? Well, you got to think about it. You got to think about it. What's it called? You got Gerard Mayo. He was let go. You know what I'm saying? You had the coach over there for the Jaguars. He was let go. You still got damn, who else? You got a couple of coordinators. I think they got rid of the defensive coordinator that was there for the Bengals. He's out there. I think that really, honestly, you should be pointing in the direction of Zimmer. Listen, Zimmer made this football team like you didn't even recognize this goddamn defense with Zimmer. Yeah, he took the team to the playoffs. He did. He took the team to the playoffs. And like I said, Mike McCarthy, like you could like this season, it wasn't completely it wasn't Mike McCarthy's fault. Now last season, some of the blame you could put on Mike McCarthy, but the season before last, oh hell yes. But last season and this season, you can't put it all on Mike McCarthy. You got guys that have been injured. You got defensive players that couldn't stay healthy. You got Dak. Listen, I like Dak. Y'all know how I feel about Dak. But let's just call it what it is. Highest QB paid in history, played like shit, and then he ended up getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? So really, honestly, you can't sit up there and blame Mike McCarthy. And then on top of that, you got offensive line that can't stay healthy. You got defense that can't stay healthy. You got all this shit going on. Then on top of that, your front office can't even get their shit together or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no good running game. You want to go with an old ass Zeke, who is really a shell of himself, as much as I used to like Zeke, but he ain't it no more. You had a chance to get all these goddamn running backs that are still playing. You know? So, yeah, man, like I said, I'm not the biggest Mike McCarthy fan, okay? We know this, you know what I'm saying? But I'm certainly not going to sit up here and shit on Mike McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? And I know what happened. I really know what happened. Well, this is what took place. As soon as Jerry had made those comments saying, yeah, go ahead, go talk, all this other stuff, man, that was some foul shit. You didn't have enough class to pull Mike McCarthy in there and say, hey, look, this is, weigh your option, blase, blase, or whatever. What Mike McCarthy wanted to hear is, hey, we want you here. We want you here. That's what you should have said. Matter of fact, you should, before you said anything else, you should have been like, look, we want you here. And I think Mike McCarthy did not hear those words. Okay? He did not hear those words first. And he felt some type of way, which everybody, you said Dak is damn near Joel Embiid level fragile. Well, I'm not going to go there. Man, he had a fucked up injury that took place a couple of seasons ago, K Dizzle. And he was able to bounce back and able to get the teams in position to be in the playoffs. We can't help it that you have a fucked up offensive line. Stephen Green knows this. The Cowboys have always been known for what? To have a good offensive line, a great offensive line, an elite offensive line. That's something that they ain't had. If you got a center that stay hurt, what you gonna do? If you got various tackles that are on the line that stay hurt, and you got to play with second stringers and third stringers and shit like that, can't put that all on Dak. Now, Dak could have played better, you know what I'm saying? But we also got to look in CeeDee Lamb's direction too. There were a lot of times when CeeDee Lamb did not run the routes correctly. There were a lot of times when CeeDee Lamb was not catching them balls. Okay, we can't just sit up here and say Dak, fragile, stuff like that. Listen, if you, Ted, and Steven are blocking for me or whatever, and I'm your goddamn quarterback or whatever, and y'all consistently stay hurt, one day I got Ted hurt. Next game I got Steven hurt. Then next game, I got all three of y'all hurt. And I'm always playing with second and third stringers that I barely play with, and they don't know what the fuck they doing during the game. And then I got to scramble, and I got motherfucking Myles Garrett chasing me. I got I got goddamn Watt trying to get a hold of me. I got all these fucking Fred Warner who got my number chasing me and shit like that, and I can't get away from them because I can't defend on them motherfuckers. Shit, man. You can't put it all on Dak. Man, that was a fucking broke ass leg. He had the same goddamn injury like it that was similar to a Gordon Hayward, to a goddamn OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. Y'all remember that injury? Just came down and crushed his leg. Same thing as Gordon Hayward. Came down, crushed his motherfucking leg. And he still was able to come back, man. His body was opposite of where his leg was. Kind of like goddamn Sean Livingston and shit in basketball. True offensive line always on point. Not for Dallas, no. And then I'm not gonna listen, let's talk about the defense for a second, all right? Listen, the defense, it's nowhere near what it was the last season. Now, last season, their defense was elite, okay? Even though they, even though they didn't have Diggs, they still was able to do something. But see, the season before that, you would have thought that defense that they had, man, when they had both Diggs and they had Parsons in the lineup or whatever, that they could depend on or whatever, bam. We already knew that Vander Esch, you couldn't depend on him. That's why his ass went ahead and retired or whatever, you know? But where all this thing started to collapse, man, and I know y'all probably gonna think I'm crazy for saying this or whatever. And look, I know y'all don't want to talk about it. Guess where Amari Cooper is at now? Amari Cooper, he played for who? He plays for who? He played for the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills are still playing. Everybody was like, and that's the same thing, and that's why I bring this up. Jerry Jones did the same shit. He does the same shit to everybody, but the one person that he did it to too was Amari Cooper. Went on the radio station, sat up there, blasted his ass or whatever, not realizing that Amari Cooper was a stud. Amari Cooper was good for catching a touchdown pass, for catching the first down, was on a whole nother level than CeeDee Lamb. Like I said, he wants to go out there and publicly humiliate. Sorry, y'all can't talk. He wants to humiliate everybody, man. And that's what he did to Mike McCarthy. He sat up there, tried to embarrass him, saying, oh, yeah, go ahead and go talk, without saying, okay, hey, yeah, we want you here, or something like that, something to that effect. That's what Mike McCarthy wanted to hear. Like I said, not the biggest Mike McCarthy fan. Think he had a lot of stuff that he needed to work on or whatever. I think the game kind of had passed him by or whatever. But you don't do that, man. And Jerry Jones was wrong for that. Somebody got to get in Jerry's ear, which I don't think is going to happen because, you know, he's the head dude in charge or whatever, and say, hey, look, you need to sit your old ass down. And until that happens, I don't think this is gonna be nothing but shambles. You said now that is fact. Cooper tore the skins up every time we played Dallas. Feared him. Yeah, more than CD. He was better. He was a better to me, he was a better, he was on a whole nother level. Now CeeDee Lamb, you gotta think about this, and before I go ahead and go, man, I'm gonna say this right here. People got to understand the reason why I was on Amari Cooper so high is because K Dizzle, CeeDee Lamb, he led the league in drops. He led the league in drop balls, and everybody was trying to sit up there and tell me CeeDee Lamb has so much more potential than Cooper and all this other stuff. The only thing that was wrong with Cooper was his injuries. That was it. Other than that, Cooper was always good for a touchdown pass, always good for the first down, and always good for catching that long ball. And everybody started to get on Dak and his downfield accuracy. Guess what? Dak worked on that, and guess what? And it worked out good for him. Y'all wanted to Dak. Y'all were saying Dak was a game manager and all this bullshit, like Cam Newton said or whatever, that capping shit that he said. Talk about Dak was a game manager and all this other shit. No, Dak. Y'all were mad at Dak because he was keeping the game relatively simple. What you want him to do? Go out there being a gunslinger like what's his name, Brett Favre, turning the ball over and shit like that? Nah, man. Diva factor is increasing each year and see, he got paid too. That's the thing. He got paid too. They gotta pay Parsons. Parsons, all I need my boy Parsons to do is just be quiet, play football. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But Parsons gonna be who he is or whatever. And I don't blame Parsons. Parsons does deserve his money or whatever. Okay. Hey, he doesn't have that many sacks in the playoffs or whatever. But Parsons is still that guy. Parsons does deserve to be paid or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You put a lot on Parsons. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Y'all try to use Parsons like he got them J.J. Watt or whatever. You're going to end up running his ass to the ground. No, he's not. He's going to stay in Dallas. He's not going nowhere. He's going to stay in Dallas, man. Listen, I got to talk about, you said Jerry Jones is cheap. He'll pay Parsons. Parsons said he likes being there, man. He's not going nowhere. Now, if they throw the bag at him or whatever, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, let me say this, right? I could see them doing a situation because, like I said, they haven't paid him yet. If you really want to get nasty with it, you'll go after a Fred Warner. You'll go after a Fred Warner, and you'll go after you have to beef up your running game, and you need to get another complimentary receiver for CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, listen, CeeDee Lamb, he led the league in targets, I think it was, in the previous season or whatever. And he also led the league in catches, if I'm not mistaken or whatever. Yes, he deserved his money. Broke Michael Irvin's record, all that stuff, right? But still, okay, I still don't see CeeDee Lamb as a number one. I still don't see him as a number one, and he at least got to get some another complimentary player up in there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He got his money and everything, but when I see CeeDee Lamb, I don't see T.O. When I see CeeDee Lamb, I don't see Marvin Harrison. When I see CeeDee Lamb, I don't see Randy Moss. When I see CeeDee Lamb, I don't see Jerry Rice. When I see CeeDee Lamb, I don't see those guys. I don't even see him as Bruce, any of them guys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So until he proves me wrong, we can't say anything. Y'all get on Dak. Oh, Dak can't do this. Dak can't do that. No, you got to say CeeDee Lamb can't do this. CeeDee Lamb can't do that. If you can't run routes correctly, you're supposed to be there, and you throw into the grass or whatever. You throw to another, DB that just happens to be there in your place or whatever. You're supposed to be there. That don't fall on Dak. That don't fall on Dak. Now, speaking of Washington, man, listen, let me talk about Jayden Daniels for a minute. Look, I told y'all motherfuckers about Jayden Daniels. Y'all motherfuckers did not want to sit up there and y'all didn't want to listen. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. Everybody thought I was capping. Everybody got mad at me when I said that Jayden Daniels already is better than Lamar Jackson at this age or whatever. Okay, he does a lot of things better. Now, I'm not saying he's better now. He deserves an MVP or no shit like that or whatever. Hell, he does have a case with doing the shit that he does or whatever. And you also got to realize this, man. Washington ain't been nowhere since 2005, man. They ain't been nowhere since 2005 and in a decade or whatever. And now y'all finally winning or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got your quarterback. And on top of that, this dude is clutch. He made the right play. Some veterans don't even make the right goddamn play. So, y'all go ahead. Y'all let that marinate. We're going to talk about that more. That's part one. Okay? Jayden Daniels is that guy. All right? He is that guy. I told y'all he is an elite quarterback or whatever. You got to put him in the conversation. You can put him in the conversation as a Pat Mahomes. You can put him in the conversation as a Lamar Jackson. You can put him in the conversation as a, Josh Allen and some of these other guys. You know what I'm saying? So, man, on that note, man, let me go ahead and get up out of here. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notifications too. Till then, man, shout out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball and boxing communities. Till then, man, I'm out.